Good morning, children. I, Aneeta, your facilitator in learning English, welcome you all to yet another online learning session. So, children, today we are going to discuss the prose encapsulated in Unit 6 of your first flight, that is titled The 100 Dresses, Part 2nd, which is written by El Basor Esther, whose picture you can see on screen. So, dear students, here I would like to mention that this story is based on the author's real life experience, and she had experienced it as the girl who received Peggy's hand me down dresses. She felt so guilty for not having defended the Wanda character in her real life that she wrote the story as both an exercise to assuage her guilt and to encourage others to stand up against bullies. So she had experienced it as Maddie. All the feelings experienced by Maddie, she also experienced the same, and it is her her way to encourage people, encourage children for that matter, to stand up against bullies. So, students, we will be beginning with part second. So, I hope you remember that part first ended when Wanda was declared the winner of the drawing contest, and she had been absenting to school. She wasn't there. Everybody there, all the students who used to make fun of her, who was playing that dresses game with her, everyone was amazed at the talent she had. So, part second begins with the receival of a letter by Miss Mason from Wanda's father, which read just like this: Dear teacher, my Wanda will not come to your school anymore. Jake also. Now we move away to big city. No more holler Pollack. No more ask why funny name. Plenty of funny names in the big city. And he signed it off as yours truly, Jan Petronsky. So the father informed the teacher that the children, Wanda, wouldn't be coming to school anymore. And because she was, so this tells us, this reveals that how hurt she had been, that she couldn't take that harassment anymore on the part which was done by the American girls. And he mentions that, the children wouldn't have to mind that funny name anymore. And he has mentioned that they would be moving to a big city where no one would really bother about the funny names of his children, because there would be so many people with long lengthy names like hers, so no one would mind that. So we come to know that the that Wanda had left the school. She couldn't take that anymore. So how does Miss Mason react to that, and how does she address to the class? She says, I'm sure that none of the boys and girls in room 13 would purposely and deliberately hurt anyone's feelings, because his or her name happened to be a long, unfamiliar one. I prefer to think that what was said in thoughtlessness. I know that all of you feel the way I do, that this is a very unfortunate thing to have happened, unfortunate and sad both, and I want you all to think about it. So she doesn't sound angry here, but definitely that tinge of being unhappy and sad is revealed to us. So she says that probably this has been done in thoughtlessness by her children, by her students, and she mentions it to be very unfortunate and sad, and she advises them not to hurt anybody's feelings for any reason, for a petty reason, like if somebody's name is quite long or unfamiliar to them. And she appends her address by saying that she wanted all of them to think about this matter so that they can assess uh, you know, how badly they hurt the girl, that she was forced to leave the school and the city as well. So, what was the impact of the address of the teacher, of that note which was read by her on Maddie? So, Maddie repents and she calls herself a coward. After that note was read, that letter was read by Miss Mason, she couldn't concentrate on her studies. Why? Because she was thinking that, she already knew that she was doing something wrong, but still she did nothing to stop Peggy. So she was repenting at that time and she wanted to make amends. But let us see, was she able to bring any change, any help for that matter? Peggy and Maddie visit Boggins Heights. So that day, after the school got over, both of them went to Boggins Heights. Peggy still believed she hadn't done any harm to Wanda. So while going up, while climbing it up, they were having certain thoughts or they were discussing something. So Peggy, it revealed that she hadn't done, she still believed that she hadn't done any harm to Wanda, but it wasn't the case with Maddie. She Again, she was conscious about her wrongdoing from a long time, but she didn't have that courage. She couldn't stop Peggy from doing that, and now she badly hoped that they would find Wanda and therefore be able to apologize to her. She was very desperate about meeting her. And when they reached, they saw Wanda's poverty stricken house. Its sparse little yard looked shabby but clean, and she was reminded of the dress she used to wear to school every day, that pale dress, that faded color of the dress, but it used to be clean, right? So what happens is when they reach there, they didn't find anyone. There wasn't anyone in the house. That indicated that the family had already gone to that big city he had talked about in that letter. So Peggy again is seems to be kind of unaffected, and she defends herself by saying that when I was asking her about all her dresses, she probably was getting good ideas for her drawings. She might not even have won the contest otherwise. So, this is the excuse she gives. This is how she's justified that basically I was the one who inspired the girl to draw such exquisite drawings. So, but Maddie couldn't sleep that night. She kept thinking about Wanda. And then that continuous thinking, that guilt, that repentance led her to take the decision, a very firm one. She resolved that she would be speaking up if she would find anyone bullying some other person in her presence, even if that meant to, even if she would be losing the friendship of her best friend. Now, Maddie and Peggy write a letter to Wanda since they were unable to meet her as they had already left. So, they wrote a letter to Wanda, which was a kind of a friendly letter. They had meant to say they were sorry, but it ended up with their just writing a friendly letter. They wrote about the contest she had won, they appreciated her, asked if she liked the new place, and things like that. And then they mailed that letter to Boggins Heights, writing please forward on the envelope since they didn't have her new address. So weeks went by, but no answer came from Wanda. Now, Peggy had already begun to forget the whole business. It didn't matter much to her. Maddie put herself, but yes, she was having a difficult time. She used to put herself to sleep at night, making speeches about Wanda, defending her. So she wasn't at peace with herself at all, and she was very desperate to meet Wanda and say sorry to her. So after a long time, when it was Christmas time, it was the last day of school before holidays. Miss Mason received a letter from Wanda which read like this: How are you and room 13? Please tell the girls they can keep those 100 dresses because in my new house I have 100 new ones all lined up in my closet. Dear students, here's a correction, that is in my closet. I would like that girl Peggy to have the drawing of the green dress with the red trimming and her friend Maddie to have the blue one. For Christmas, I miss that school and my new teacher does not equalize with you. Merry Christmas to you and everybody. Yours truly, Wanda Petronsky. So the girls didn't get the reply of Wanda, but yes, it was conveyed. The message was conveyed for them in that letter to Miss Mason by Wanda. So she asked about their well being. She wished all of them Merry Christmas, and moreover, she had gifts for everyone in that class, and she had some special ones which she mentioned. She said that, I want you that all the girls can keep all those 100 designs of dresses because I again have a new 100 dresses in my closet here in the big city too, in my new house too. So she mentioned that Peggy should be gifted the drawing of the green dress with the red trimming and Maddie the blue one. And she also showed her respect to the teacher and wished Merry Christmas to everyone. So that tells us about the generous and the kind heartedness of Wanda. That although the girls, they treated her badly, but she showed her way of showing friendly feelings for all of them by gifting them those designs of dresses. And to those children who had not treated her kindly, she was being friendly. So what happens after that is, obviously they receive those paintings, those drawings by Peggy and Maddie, and they go to their homes. Now Maddie noticed the face after watching the drawing intently. She noticed the face and head of the drawing, and she found that it was her face. It looked like her. And she went to Peggy's home in order to confirm the same, and she found out there that it was the same with Peggy's drawing. It had the drawing given to Peggy had Peggy's face and her head. So this made them believe that Wanda really liked them very much, and both the girls missed her and felt her absence. So that is all about it. I hope you like the story and you got the lesson that we shouldn't, hurt the feelings of others, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Thank you, students. Have a good day. Stay home and stay safe.